Most people think Buddha rejected God. But here's what they don't tell you. Buddha never actually answered that question. And that silence? It's the most profound teaching in all of Buddhism. By the end of this video, you'll understand why his non-answer is more powerful than any theological debate in history. Chapter 1. The question everyone asks about Buddhism. When people discover Buddhism, especially those coming from Hindu, Christian, or Islamic backgrounds, the first question is always the same. So, do Buddhists believe in God? And here's where it gets interesting. In the Pali Canon, the earliest Buddhist texts, there's a story about a wanderer named Vacchagotta who asked Buddha directly, "Does the self exist? Does it not exist? Does God exist? What happens after death?" Buddha's response? Complete silence. Vacchagotta was confused. He pressed harder. Still, Buddha said nothing. Finally, after the wanderer left, Buddha's disciple Ananda asked, "Master, why didn't you answer him?" And Buddha's explanation reveals the teaching that 99% of people completely miss. Chapter 2. The Poisoned Arrow Parable. Explained. Buddha told Ananda this parable, and this is the teaching everyone misses. Imagine a man shot by a poisoned arrow. His friends rush him to a doctor. But instead of letting the doctor remove the arrow, the man says, "Wait! First, I need to know. Who shot this arrow? What caste was he from? What type of wood is this arrow made of? What kind of poison is on the tip? Which direction did it come from?" Buddha asked, "What would happen to this man?" The answer is obvious. He would die. While he's busy asking philosophical questions, the poison is spreading. Buddha said, "In the same way, if someone asks whether God exists or doesn't exist, whether the soul is eternal or not eternal, while they're debating these questions, they're still suffering. They're still experiencing anxiety, fear, anger, attachment. This is the hidden teaching. Buddha wasn't an atheist. He wasn't a theist. He was a pragmatist. He didn't reject God. He rejected the question itself as unhelpful for ending suffering. Chapter 3. Why Buddha's approach was revolutionary. Now, here's where it gets even more interesting for us living in the modern world. Buddha wasn't saying theology is wrong. He was saying it's premature. It's like trying to understand quantum physics when you haven't learned basic math yet. Think about it. How many people spend years debating whether God exists, what religion is true, whether there's an afterlife, while their actual daily life is filled with stress, broken relationships, and inner turmoil? Buddha's approach was radical. First, let me show you how to remove the arrow. Once you're free from suffering, once you've experienced inner peace directly, then we can discuss metaphysics, but not before. This is why, in the Kalama Sutta, Buddha said something no other religious founder had ever said. Don't believe something just because I said it. Don't believe it because it's written in scriptures. Don't even believe it because it sounds logical. Test it yourself. If it reduces your suffering, keep it. If it doesn't, discard it. This is the opposite of blind faith. Buddha was saying, become a scientist of your own consciousness. Chapter 4. Practical Buddhism for Modern Life. So, what does this mean for your spiritual journey today? First, you don't have to choose between Buddhism and your current beliefs. Buddha never asked anyone to reject their religion. He offered a practice, not a dogma. Many Christians practice Buddhist meditation. Many Hindus follow Buddhist ethics. Why? Because Buddha's teaching isn't about belief, it's about direct experience. Second, stop waiting for perfect understanding before you start practicing. The poisoned arrow is still in your chest. Whether you call it God, universe, consciousness, or nothing, the suffering is real right now. Buddha's invitation was simple. Try this. Sit quietly. Observe your breath. Watch your thoughts. See what happens. Third, and this is the most profound part, when you actually practice meditation, when you develop mindfulness, when you cultivate compassion, something interesting happens. Those big theological questions start to feel less urgent. Not because you've found the answers, but because you've found something better, peace in the present moment. You realize the question, does God exist, was never the real question. The real question was always, how do I stop suffering? How do I find peace? How do I live with wisdom and compassion? And those questions? Buddha gave us practical, testable answers. Chapter 5. The Hidden Teaching That Changes Everything. Here's the teaching that changes everything. Buddha's silence wasn't rejection. It was compassion. He knew that if he said, yes, God exists, people would spend their lives trying to please an external deity, never looking within. If he said, no, God doesn't exist, people would fall into nihilism, thinking nothing matters. So he stayed silent. And in that silence, he was saying, don't take my word for it. Don't believe anything secondhand. Go inward. Investigate your own mind. Discover truth directly. This is why Buddhism has survived 2,500 years. It's not based on faith in unprovable claims. It's based on a simple invitation. Try this practice. See what happens. The hidden teaching everyone misses is this. Buddha didn't reject God. He rejected second-hand knowledge. He rejected spiritual laziness. He rejected the idea that someone else can give you enlightenment. He was saying, you have to do the work. You have to walk the path. You have to remove your own arrow. And that's the most empowering spiritual teaching ever given. Conclusion. Your journey begins now. So here's my question for you. If you stopped debating theology and started practicing meditation today, what would change in your life? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if this perspective shifted something for you, share this video with someone who's struggling with these questions. Remember, the arrow is still there. But now you know how to remove it. Until next time, stay mindful.